We have the unique opportunity to set the tone for our day each morning when we wake up and face the world for the first time. This is an opportunity to ground ourselves, track down our internal strength, and set up our brains to confront the difficulties that lie ahead. In Buddhism, there is a strong practice that urges us to talk 5 lines to ourselves each day. This straightforward yet significant custom can be a wellspring of motivation and direction, assisting us with exploring the intricacies of existence with a quiet and merciful heart. Buddhism, a profound custom with roots going back north of more than 2 centuries, offers an abundance of lessons that advance care, empathy, and insight. A way can assist us with figuring out the idea of misery, the reasons for our despondency, and the method for tracking down evident joy and freedom. In this excursion through the otherworldly lessons of Buddhism, we will investigate the meaning of talking 5 lines to ourselves every morning and how this training can significantly impact our lives. The force of self-insistence. Attestations are positive explanations that can assist with revamping our thinking examples and convictions. They have the potential to reprogram our subconscious mind and influence our thoughts, feelings, and actions when spoken with intention and conviction. In Buddhism, self-confirmation acts as a method for adjusting our inward discourse to the standards of the respectable Eightfold Way. Talking 5 lines to yourself each day is a strong self-insistence practice that can assist you with establishing an uplifting vibe for the afternoon. These lines are intended to build up center Buddhist lessons and sustain the characteristics essential for satisfying and significant life. First of all, I am thankful for today. The straightforward demonstration of recognizing the endowment of another day encourages a feeling of appreciation for the current second. It advises us that every day is a chance to gain ground on our otherworldly excursion. In Buddhism, appreciation isn't just about being grateful for outside conditions, however, perceiving the potential for development and change inside ourselves. It urges us to move toward every day with an open heart, prepared to embrace whatever comes our direction. By beginning your day with the confirmation, "I'm thankful for this new day," you set up for careful living. This line reminds us to be available, grateful, and open to the illustrations that life brings to the table. Line 2, I embrace fleetingness. Buddhism's central idea is impermanence. It instructs us that everything on the planet, including ourselves, is continually evolving. The affirmation of temporariness assists us with relinquishing connection and live right now. At the point when you rehash the line, "I embrace fleetingness," you are reaffirming your obligation to remaining adaptable and open to life's steadily evolving nature. As you become more adaptable and less resistant to the natural flow of life, this acceptance of impermanence can reduce anxiety, fear, and suffering. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. Line 3. Empathy is a basic belief in Buddhism. The Buddhist lessons underline the significance of treating oneself as well as other people with generosity, sympathy, and understanding. By saying, "I develop sympathy for me and others," you set the goal to be more humane in your viewpoints, words, and activities. This line is an update that empathy isn't just a reaction to misery, yet a proactive decision. It urges us to be aware of our communications and to move toward others with an open heart. By developing sympathy, we add to our own prosperity and the prosperity of people around us. Line 4. I walk the way of shrewdness. The quest for shrewdness is indispensable to Buddhist practice. Shrewdness in the Buddhist setting is the comprehension of the real essence of the real world and the capacity to determine what is causing suffering. At the point when you proclaim, "I walk the way of astuteness," you focus on learning and filling in how you might interpret life. This line urges you to look for information and mindfulness. It prompts you to participate in rehearsals that develop shrewdness, like care and reflection. Strolling the way of shrewdness prompts more prominent clearness and the capacity to pursue decisions that line up with your actual self and your profound excursion. Line 5. I'm content with myself. At last, the objective of Buddhism is to discover a sense of reconciliation. The line, "I am at peace with myself," is a powerful affirmation of your determination to live a life of peace and tranquility. It is an affirmation of your capacity to relinquish connection, desires, and pessimistic feelings. You demonstrate your commitment to achieving inner harmony and contentment by declaring your peace with yourself. This certification can assist you with exploring the promising and less promising times of existence with poise, giving a steady groundwork to otherworldly development. Speaking mindfully and with intention. Talking the 5 lines to yourself each day is definitely not a mechanical or street practice. In order to take advantage of its transformative power, it should be done with intention and mindfulness. How about we investigate how to inject these lines with profundity and significance, making a sacred space during the morning ritual. To start your training, find a peaceful and quiet space where you can be distant from everyone else with your viewpoints. If it resonates with you, light a candle or incense. This will act as a visual and olfactory sign of your obligation to care. Stop and relax. Careful mindfulness. Prior to discussing the lines, take a couple of seconds to focus yourself. Shut your eyes and take a couple of full breaths. This assists with securing you right now. Furthermore, make a feeling of quietness. Recount the lines gradually, deliberate assertions. As you recount each line, say it gradually and purposely. Permit the words to resound inside you. Consider their importance and how they connect with your life. Consider how you can apply these standards over the course of the day. Envision making a psychological picture. While talking the lines, envision the characteristics and goals they address. While certifying your appreciation for the new day, envision the sun rising and filling your day with warmth and probability. Envisioning these characteristics can make the insistences more striking and strong. Feel the feelings. Interface with your heart. Interface with the feelings related with each line. As you say, "I'm content with myself," you will experience a sense of contentment and tranquility. The affirmation's power is bolstered by this emotional connection. Meditation on gratitude. In the wake of discussing the 5 lines, put shortly in an appreciation contemplation. Center around the things you are appreciative for in your life, large or little. Allow yourself to be overwhelmed by feelings of gratitude, which will bring you joy and contentment. The extraordinary force of 5 lines. Talking these 5 lines to yourself each day isn't simply a custom. A groundbreaking practice can significantly influence your life. We should investigate the manners by which these lines can assist you with developing the vital characteristics of care, empathy, shrewdness, and inward harmony. Care. The principal line, "I'm appreciative for this new day," establishes the vibe for care. It urges you to be available and mindful of the current second. You become more aware of the beauty and opportunities that each day presents when you begin your day with gratitude. This mindfulness can prompt a more careful and satisfying life. Care in the Buddhist setting includes being completely taken part in the current second without judgment. I embrace impermanence by acknowledging life's impermanence in the second line. You develop how you might interpret this critical Buddhist idea. You learn to let go of expectations and attachments, permitting you to stream all the more smoothly with the progressions and difficulties that life presents. Sympathy. The third line, "I develop empathy for me and others," is a sign of the significance of treating yourself and everyone around you with benevolence. Compassion is an essential component of Buddhist practice and a key component of the Noble Eightfold Path. By attesting your obligation to sympathy, you set the aim to more sympathetic pardon. Furthermore, figuring out in your collaborations with others. As you practice empathy for yourself, you figure out how to relinquish self-analysis and self-judgment. This self-compassion is essential to your mental and overall well-being. At the point when you find a sense of contentment with yourself, as expressed in the 5th line, you are better prepared to stretch out that harmony to other people. Wisdom. The 4th line, "I walk the way of shrewdness," is a call to develop understanding and wisdom. In Buddhism, wisdom is more than just learning new things. It's also about understanding how reality works and what causes suffering. By asserting your obligation to shrewdness, you set the aim to look for information and mindfulness. This obligation to astuteness urges you to participate in rehearsals like care and contemplation, which are instrumental in developing comprehension you might interpret yourself and the world. Furthermore, your otherworldly excursion, prompting a more intentional and satisfying life. Inward harmony. At last, the fifth line, I'm content with myself, typifies the objective of Buddhism, to discover a true sense of reconciliation. Inward harmony is the after effect of relinquishing connection, hankering, and pessimistic feelings. It is a state of peace and tranquility that enables you to handle life's ups and downs with calmness. You set up for a day loaded up with inward quiet and satisfaction. This feeling of harmony turns into your anchor, assisting you with keeping up with equilibrium and versatility, notwithstanding life's difficulties, beating snags and obstruction. While the act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day can be extraordinary, it might experience obstruction and deterrence. Understanding these difficulties and figuring out how to defeat them is a fundamental piece of your excursion. Protection from change. One normal impediment to embracing this training is protection from change. Your brain might oppose new propensities and schedules. To conquer this, begin little. Focus on rehearsing for only a week and step-by-step broaden the length as you become more agreeable. Uncertainty and incredulity. You could question the adequacy of assertions or question the effect of this training. Recall that change requires some investment. Furthermore, the force of attestations lies in their steady use. Keep a receptive outlook and show restraint toward the interaction. Absence of consistency. It can be difficult to incorporate a new practice into your daily routine. Set a specific time each morning to recite the lines to keep things consistent. Make it a natural part of your routine by tying it to an existing habit, like brushing your teeth. Tracking down help in local area and educators. Buddhism accentuates the significance of local area and direction from experienced experts or instructors. Your morning ritual of speaking 5 lines to yourself can greatly benefit from finding a community or teacher who is encouraging local area support. Being important for a similar local area can give inspiration and consolation. Take into consideration joining a local meditation group or participating in Buddhist and mindfulness-related online communities. Offering your encounters and experiences to others can be rousing and edifying. Looking for a teacher. In the event that you're new to Buddhism or the act of assertions, think about looking for direction from an accomplished educator. An educator can offer customized guidance and assist you with exploring any difficulties or questions that might emerge in your training. The far-reaching influence. Every morning, you can change your life for the better by saying 5 lines to yourself. As you epitomize the characteristics of care, sympathy, insight, and internal harmony, you emanate positive energy that impacts people around you. Influence on connections. Rehearsing empathy for you and others, as certified in the 3rd line, significantly affects your connections. At the point when you approach others with sympathy and understanding, your associations become more amicable, and clashes are settled all the more calmly. Motivational initiative. Your obligation to shrewdness, as expressed in the 4th line, helps your self-improvement, however can likewise motivate and lead others. Shrewd navigation and lucidity can make you a persuasive forerunner in your family, working environment, or local area. Establishing a tranquil climate. Your inward harmony, as confirmed in the 5th line, becomes infectious. A peaceful atmosphere is created for those around you when you maintain a sense of calm. The well-being of your loved ones and co-workers may benefit from this. Difficulties and entanglements. While the act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day can be a wellspring of motivation and development, it is fundamental to know about possible difficulties and traps that might emerge. Composed recitation. Rehashing the lines precisely without interfacing with their significance can prompt a deficiency of their extraordinary power. To stay away from this, intermittently ponder the meaning of each line and make changes if necessary. Excessively elevated standards, while certifications are a strong instrument, they are not a mystical answer for every one of life's concerns. It's urgent to keep up with practical assumptions and comprehend that change requires some investment and exertion. Conquering negative self-talk. One of the essential advantages of talking 5 lines to yourself each day is countering negative self-talk. Negative self-talk can undermine your self-esteem and well-being, and can be pervasive and harmful. By supplanting this cynicism with positive confirmations, you can change your self-talk and develop a more productive internal exchange. Distinguishing negative self-talk. To conquer negative self-talk, begin by recognizing the particular contemplations and convictions that are keeping you down. Might it be said that you are continually reprimanding yourself or questioning your capacities? Might it be said that you are exorbitantly self-basic or critical? Testing negative convictions. Whenever you've recognized negative self-talk designs, challenge those convictions. At the point when you find yourself thinking, "I'm not sufficient," counter it with the confirmation, "I'm content with myself." By supplanting self-analysis with self-acknowledgement, you steadily impact the manner in which you see yourself. Steady practice. Consistency is key in defeating negative self-talk. Consistently rehearsing the 5 certifications builds up the positive messages and continuously debilitates the negative ones. After some time, you'll find that your inward exchange turns out to be more strong and merciful. The incorporation of care. Care is at the center of talking 5 lines to yourself each day. By integrating care into this training, you can extend your mindfulness and presence at the time. Careful recitation. Be fully present as you speak the 5 lines. Focus on the words, the feelings they inspire, and the expectations they set. This careful recitation improves the viability of the training, yet in addition, develops care over the course of your day. Careful relaxing. Integrate careful breathing into your wake-up routine. Take a couple of full breaths when recounting the lines to focus yourself and ground your mindfulness right now. This basic demonstration can improve your general feeling of care. The excursion of self-disclosure. The morning ritual of saying 5 affirmations to oneself is more than just a set of affirmations. It is also a profound journey of self-discovery. It permits you to investigate your inward world and interface with your actual self, considering your advancement. Routinely carve out opportunity to think about your advancement and encounters with the training. What changes have you seen in your viewpoints, feelings, and ways of behaving? How have these progressions impacted your day-to-day existence and communications with others? Adjusting the lines. As you progress on your excursion, you might track down it important to adjust the lines to more readily line up with your self-improvement. The affirmations can change as you learn more about yourself and what you want in life. Even though saying 5 lines to yourself every morning is a powerful habit, the benefits can last all day. Here, we investigate how to incorporate the standards of these insistences into your everyday existence. Early afternoon updates. Set updates over the course of the day to reconnect with the certifications. Take a couple of seconds during your midday break or a break in your everyday daily schedule to discuss the lines and reestablish your obligation to care and quiet within. Evening reflection. At night, ponder your encounters and activities over the course of the day. How did the certifications impact your decisions and communications? What minutes provoked your obligation to care, sympathy, and shrewdness? This reflection assists you with gaining from your encounters and refine your training. Embracing blemish. Buddhism trains us to embrace defect and perceive that we are works underway. Likewise, the act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day isn't tied in with taking a stab at flawlessness, however about developing development and self-sympathy. Give up striving for perfection. Relinquish the possibility that you should execute the training immaculately, consistently. Occasionally, you might find it more testing to associate with the confirmations, and that is not a problem. Flaw is essential for the human experience. Self-compassion. Practice self-empathy. By pardoning yourself for any breaches or snapshots of antagonism, comprehend that these minutes are valuable open doors for development and self-revelation, a deep-rooted venture. The act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day is certainly not a transient fix, however, a long-lasting excursion. As you keep on presenting these attestations, you'll find that how you might interpret them extends, and their effect on your life turns out to be more significant. Consistency over the long haul. Consistency is key in receiving the drawn-out rewards of this training. As you keep on avowing your obligation to care, appreciation, empathy, shrewdness, and inward harmony, these characteristics become incorporated into your day-to-day existence. The advancing self. Your excursion of talking these lines advances as you do. How you might interpret the standards they exemplify turns out to be more nuanced, and their application turns out to be progressively coordinated into your personality. Buddhism's universal wisdom. The act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day is a contemporary translation, old enough old Buddhist insight. Buddhism's lessons have widespread materialness, rising above social and strict limits, interfaith coordination. The standards of care, appreciation, sympathy, shrewdness, and inward harmony are not elite to Buddhism. They can be embraced by people of different religions, or even the individuals who stick to no strict practice. The universal values of well-being and personal development are promoted by these principles. Social and worldwide effect. Buddhism's impact stretches out a long ways past its age and beginnings. It has a huge social and worldwide effect, motivating people overall to look for individual change and internal harmony. A modern expression of this global inspiration is the morning ritual of speaking 5 lines to oneself. Defeating difficulties and misfortunes. Life is loaded with difficulties and afflictions, and the act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day can give you the inward strength and flexibility expected to explore them. Be mindful during trying times. During testing minutes, the care developed through your morning practice can assist you with remaining grounded. It permits you to answer difficulty with clearness and composure, as opposed to responding with dread or stress. Compassion in a time of conflict. During times of adversity or conflict, your dedication to compassion can be of great assistance. It empowers you to move toward troubles with compassion and grasping, assisting with building extensions and encourage goals. Shrewdness in decision production. While confronting difficult choices, the insight acquired from your training turns into a directing light. It helps you in settling on decisions that line up with your actual self and your otherworldly excursion, even despite vulnerability. Your inner peace serves as a haven when you're going through difficult times. It offers a space of quiet and comfort where you can track down strength and shelter. It becomes your anchor in the face of challenges, allowing you to gracefully weather the storms. Sharing the training. The advantages of talking 5 lines to yourself each day are not intended to be accumulated, yet imparted to other people. At the point when you share this training, you broaden the wave of inspiration and motivate everyone around you. Showing the training. You might want to teach this method to your friends, family, or coworkers if they would benefit from it. Share your encounters and the positive changes you've seen in your life. Welcome others to go along with you in this extraordinary excursion. Setting a good example. You naturally set an example by practicing mindfulness, gratitude, compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. Your activities and disposition can rouse others to take on comparable practices and mentalities in their lives. Thus, the act of talking 5 lines to yourself each day isn't a straightforward wake-up routine. It is a significant excursion of self-disclosure and change established in the rich insight of Buddhism. These 5 lines incorporate the center standards of care, appreciation, empathy, astuteness, and internal harmony. By reliably discussing these insistences and epitomizing their embodiment, you set out on a way that can prompt an existence of more prominent satisfaction, happiness, and insight. As you ponder the insight of Buddhism and the force of self-insistence, recall that this training is an excursion. It is an excursion of perceiving the temporariness of life, developing appreciation, encouraging sympathy, looking for insight, and discovering a real sense of harmony. It's an excursion of care and self-revelation, of embracing your blemishes, and of exploring the difficulties and misfortunes of existence with effortlessness and strength. This practice's simplicity and universality are its greatest assets. It tends to be embraced by individuals of all foundations and convictions. for the standards it incorporates are profoundly human and all around pertinent. Whether you are looking for the more significant and satisfying life, or just searching for a method for injecting your day-to-day everyday practice with shrewdness and empathy, these 5 lines can your aid light. The excursion isn't without its difficulties and deterrents, yet it is in beating them that you develop and advance. You can spread positive change throughout your community and beyond by sharing the practice with others. You not only change your life, but also help make the world a better place by saying these 5 lines to yourself every morning. The Buddha said that peace comes from within. Avoid seeking it without. The excursion to inward harmony and illumination starts with you, inside you. Embrace this training as an everyday sign of your true capacity for development, sympathy, and insight. May it act as a wellspring of motivation, inspiration, and transformation, leading you on a lifetime journey of self-actualization and discovery. Recall that you are the creator of your own story, and these 5 lines are the brushstrokes with which you paint your showstopper. With every morning, you have the potential chance to make a daily existence that is more careful, merciful, and savvy. As you set out on this excursion, may you discover a genuine sense of reconciliation, tranquility, and happiness that Buddhism offers. Furthermore, may it become a necessary piece of your day-to-day routine. Embrace the force of self-confirmation, and let these 5 lines be your everyday colleagues on the way to a day-to-day existence changed by the insight of Buddhism. Your process has recently started, and the potential outcomes are unfathomable. As the sun rises every morning, may you ascend with it, stir to the potential inside you, and talk these 5 lines with the completion of your heart.